Most people lose thousands of dollars every year through habits they don't even notice. So if you're not as wealthy as you want to be right now, and last year did not bring the financial success you had hoped for, it's not because you're not working hard enough, and it's also not because you're not earning enough. It can only mean one thing really. Your money is leaking, meaning that your money goes in all the wrong places, leaving the one place that actually builds you wealth, which is your investment account, starving. So if you want to make this year your wealthiest year yet, and start seeing real results, then let's start fixing those money leaks, shall we? I have 5 leaks where I want you to start looking. Number 1 is avoid the convenience trap. When you work hard and you earn well, it's very easy to justify expenses that make your life convenient. And I get it. At some point I would even try and convince you to do that, but not if you're behind financially. Taking an Uber home, or what I have even heard from a friend, taking an Uber to work just so he can sleep in a little longer. I know this is very convenient. Occasionally, I like to do it too. Not to work, but on vacation usually. But when you really take a close look, it's actually money leaks that are not necessary. Another one is expensive food delivery. So getting your dinner via DoorDash instead of cooking yourself. And here's a big one. Unused subscriptions. Now, the average American spends around $200 every month on subscriptions. Isn't it crazy? So first of all, check all of your apps and see where you are paying that you may not even use anymore. And when it comes to the ones that you do use, let's say, for example, you have them all, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Amazon, and whatnot. How about you choose one, cancel all the others, and then you watch what you want to watch on that one platform for 3 months. And then if you're tired of it, you can switch to the next one. And then you again watch what you want to watch in the next 3 months. But that way you're only paying one at a time and not all of them simultaneously and not even using them. Money leak number 2. Stop the lifestyle matching. That is dinner with coworkers, vacation with friends, your neighbor's car. I'm not even saying you're overspending, but you most probably are matching what you're confronted with every day and every week. And you may or may not feel this slight pressure of leveling up. But the real problem that I see is that you do not see the financial situation of the other people, right? Maybe they have much more wealth than you. Then it would be unwise to live at the same level as they do, when your wealth is actually not at the same level as theirs. Or maybe they're broke. Then it would be unwise to put yourself in the same position, ending up broke. Now I know how hard it is. It may seem like a small thing, but there's one situation I remember when I was working at the hospital, and we used to go to lunch together, and on our way out we used to get coffee. And this was kind of an automatic mechanism that I would just also get in line and get myself a coffee. But at some point I realized, first of all, I'm already full after lunch and I don't want to drink something on top of a full stomach. Then I didn't even want to drink that much coffee because I know it messes up my sleep. And even though I do enjoy the occasional coffee or matcha, mostly on vacation and in those small cafes, but I didn't enjoy the one they had there that much. Additionally, it was a waste of a cup every day, which I just didn't want to do anymore. And on top of that, it actually saved me a few bucks per month. And even if it's just $50 per month, that is 50 more that I can use for something else, right? And when I was reflecting about that situation, what I noticed is that it's not even about me wanting a coffee or not. It was about a very, very subtle form of peer pressure. And it wasn't even like sometimes with alcohol where people really try to convince you, oh, come on, have a glass. It was really only because everyone was doing it. And I guess subconsciously, I didn't want to be the only one who said I'm out. Are you guys getting this? But eventually I did, and it only had upsides for me. Better sleep, better health, less waste, and more money. So even when you think you are making these decisions yourself, take a really close look, because the truth is we would do a lot to be part of a group. It's basically a survival instinct for us. Okay, and that brings us to money leak number 3, and that is interrupt the upgrade cycle. Now, what we just talked about was not being pressured directly or indirectly into these small lifestyle upgrades by other people. Now let's talk about lifestyle upgrades that you want or that marketing creates for you. So what I'm talking about here are phone upgrades, new wardrobe for seasonal trends, new makeup, new skincare, things like that. And those are all supposedly normal things to do. I mean, you and I both see it on social media all the time, right? And that, granted, makes it easier for us to justify those purchases for ourselves. But when you think about it, leaving out just one phone upgrade, if you use the iPhone like I do, that is $1,000 a year. Now those one-time $1,000 could turn into almost $4,000 within the next 20 years. And that is without you doing anything except invest that money. And now imagine it's not just one time, it's every other year or 2 years in a row between iPhones. And we're not even talking about the money that you're additionally also putting towards your investments, right? So do not underestimate those little costs and those little upgrades here and there. When you put all of them together, they can make a huge difference. And the same goes for things you buy over and over again on a smaller time scale, like for example skincare or makeup or perfume. Now how I handle this, I finish everything before I buy the next one. And for me that's not only crucial for the money part but also for the waste part, because I only buy those natural organic skincare and makeup products because they have an even shorter expiration date than all the skincare and makeup products with preservatives. And I don't want to let anything go to waste. That's why I'm really trying to be efficient with those things. Okay, money leak number 4 is stop treating money like a mood. So sometimes we use money as a tool to get out of stress, out of boredom, out of exhaustion, or sometimes we use it just to celebrate. Now, while I have nothing against the last one, I'm actually big on celebrating milestones, as long as they are within your means and appropriate for the milestone that you reached. But they are definitely very powerful because those are the little things that keep us going. But what is actually leaking your money are impulse purchases. One typical example would be doctors after night shifts. They're just not in their right mind and they're tired and they're making poor purchase decisions. Someone told me once that a friend of his had bought a pool table after a night shift. Yeah, it's crazy. But another example, there are very smart marketing strategies out there convincing you that you need to buy this thing right now. And there is such a simple rule to avoid this, and that is to wait at least 24 hours before you buy. Because usually in that time frame you realize that it's actually not that urgent. And how I handle this is the more it costs, the longer I wait before I buy the thing, so that I really make 100% sure that I don't regret it. Okay, what also falls under this category is going shopping out of boredom. So walking through the mall or scrolling through your phone on your shopping apps and doing things like that only creates opportunities for all those marketing strategies to work, which then ends up you buying things that you don't really need. So instead what you can do, find other things to do instead. One could be do the opposite, and instead of buying new stuff, look through your home and sell that stuff instead and make a few extra bucks instead of spending an extra few bucks. Or find other ways to just calm your mind. Spending time outside, walking through nature, or taking a bath. Read a book, listen to a book. There's so many things you can do. Okay, and apart from boredom, there can also be other emotional triggers leading you to spend. Like having a bad day at work, or a bad day in general. Then shopping makes us feel better in the moment. There's even a word for it. It's called retail therapy. But those are only short-term solutions to long-term problems. Not that it's necessarily a long-term problem that is bothering you, but usually we don't just have one bad day at work, and then when it becomes a habit to go shopping every time there is a bad day, then this makes it a habit and that makes it a long-term problem. And now that I think about it, this also adds to other long-term problems, because if they cost us money that otherwise would go into our freedom fund, into the fund that would actually get us out of the rat race, then we delay becoming financially independent and keep us longer in the job where we have bad days. Are you guys getting this? So if your job is the trigger, then the best thing you can do is make yourself financially independent from that job. All right, and then money leak number 5 is watch out for the supposedly normal. And what I mainly mean here are weird recurring fees. Now, in my opinion, this is the biggest waste of money, especially since you might not even know that you're paying them. So this can be bank fees, late fees, any other kind of penalty fees. Because these days there shouldn't be any fees for having a checking account, for having a certain card, for having less than a certain amount or having more than a certain amount. So definitely check your bank account, check your credit cards, check your debit cards, and see if you're paying for anything that is not really necessary. And please really consider switching account if there's no other way around it. And paying bills on time, maybe even per automated transfer, also stops leaking your money for something that is unnecessary. And now that you've freed up all that money, it's time to make it work for you. That's why I'm linking a guide to how to start investing right here. Thank you for watching. I wish you financial success, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.